Our continent is youngest in the world, average age around probably 19, and who is actually in power? Majority of people over 60 and above, without any notion of inclusion, proper inclusion, not just participation, but actually including young people's voices. We see young people stuck in education systems that have not been decolonized. We see people being trained for the jobs that don't exist. So I think that we have to understand why the monumental failures of different countries in governance are happening in the frustrations of young people. So it's very important to see that young people are online. They're seeing what is happening in other parts of the world. They're seeing what could be, but then they're stuck in a system that cannot give them that life. So it's very important to consistently engage young people and give them a space for them to really not only exploitative in a way, like young people need jobs and we need to exploit them for this, but actually meaningful to take up their, because they're not just young, they know what they're doing, they know what they want, and respect them, be at the table. But unfortunately, we live in a patriarchal world. We also live in excessively ageist society as Africans, where young people almost have no voice. Young people, women, and other people have no voice because we live in this kind of triangle. We are still refusing to dismantle it. So when we are bringing them in, it's just like, okay, young person, one of you just say whatever, and we forget even what that young person talked about. Right. It's very, very important. We have expressed this in looking at women's participation. We see it with young people. We cannot run away from equality, questions of who is at the table, and young people are pushing. We have to create a table long enough for everybody to come and give their views, and their views be respected, and also be included in day-to-day governance of the country. Not just the dysfunctional system, but create a system that can really respond to their needs. Unfortunately, for now, we have governments that just put youth and women as an add zone to a failing system. That's not what young people want.
Is election the same thing as democracy? The answer is a capital no. So right now, what we need to see, and I said it before, is the legitimate aspirations of the people should top any agenda of any government. Now, if we have, through elections, right now, through the current democracy that we practice, elections are the only means. But it is very easy to hijack the elections. For a system or a country that does not have a democratic culture since independence or before independence, it becomes really difficult to impose that system, that the way you select your leaders is through elections, through the ballot box. The ultimate test of any democratic culture is that, one, governance responds to the aspirations of the people. Any system that does not allow that to happen, or any system that can be hijacked for that not to be happen, does not give us the dividend of democracy. And that is the biggest challenge we have. So whether hospitals are not working, services are not taking place, the question is, who is accountable for that? Who is going to be forced to resign because their electoral promises were not delivered? Why will they resign when they know that there is no consequence for their actions? When they know that they can buy the election the next season? When they know that they can hijack the process by themselves through corrupt means? Why would they be accountable? And that is the challenge of democracy that we see today are currently practiced on the African continent. But on the alternative would be, how do we build consensus, whether with the ballot box or beyond the ballot box, that shows that beyond elections, anybody that gets into power still remains accountable to the people. That